table that you're at, you really need to be in a circle to do this. So it'll be harder here, but maybe you'll figure out a way to do it. What I want you to do is be nice, but go ahead and just punch the person in front of you in a circle. So you punch him, you punch her, soft. Go around the table and do that. It's got to start. So it starts here. Go. Punch. It's got to go around in a circle. You've got to do it. No, you're just indiscriminate punching. You guys just want to punch each other, okay? Now do the same thing. Do the same thing, but hug, touch, pause, and not hitting, but embracing. Okay, go. However. It's a science anyway. Let's do questions in just a minute, okay? So, if you've been in a circle, okay, if you've been in a circle, what would have happened is that the energy that you put out would go around the circle and come back to you. And that's how life works. And if you put out aggressive, selfish energy, then that's what will come back to you. If you put out loving, caring, enthusiastic energy, that's what will come back to you. So what we want to begin to do is see the energy underneath life, not just on the surface. And this is one of the reasons we meditate, is we begin to inwardly connect to life. We calm the mind, because we're so used to being out here, we can't perceive the energy underneath. We connect to it in meditation, and then we bring it out into our lives, and it leads to positive relationships. The most important, it leads to feeling good about yourself. I don't mean egotistical, I mean the balance between confidence and humility. Feeling generally positive, even though you have experiences in life. I mean, nobody likes traffic, but you can get it, you can get angry, or you can just be peaceful. You get to choose. So, we had a question here, is yoga an art or a science? It's both. Because what we do is we have specific things that we do, and then we individualize them through our own nature. Some people are more outgoing. Some people are more shy. Some people find it easy to communicate their ideas. Some people don't. Some people, we all have this blending of characteristics. Yoga says, start with where you're at, and then grow, expand, learn in a positive direction. It takes into account those variabilities. And as you, for example, if you were to learn to dance, ballroom dancing, in the beginning you look at the feet and you go, and if you're with a partner, you do a little, stomping on the feet. And it's not very fluid. But once you get into it, it becomes a flow. The same basic principles, and then once you learn to dance, you can be innovative, creative. And isn't this what is going to make you better at everything that you do? The ability to come up with innovative ideas. What is the next step? And flexibility. If you're a dancer, even a little stumble can turn into a fluid motion, where if you don't learn to dance, you may trip and fall and burn. So you go into a selling situation and you have these expectations, and suddenly things are different. Are you able to be flexible enough to make the changes, to create the contact that is going to save the situation and lead to a successful sale? And be honest. Because if you're not honest in business, you're not honest with yourself. That's what will come back to you. Dishonesty. You cannot be happy being dishonest. And then all of your energy that goes out into the world, into your family and friends, your children, this is what you feed them if you let yourself go in that direction. So, choice. We must choose to develop ourselves and seek opportunities to do it on the deepest level possible. And the science of yoga is about going into your center, which is your access point to infinite potential. Unfortunately, today we don't have time to learn a lot of these techniques. My goal has been to interest you, to open up your minds and thoughts to realizing that what if what I'm saying is true? I don't even ask you to believe me. I'm just saying, what if this is true? What if you could get here? If you walked down this, added this to your life, unlimited potential. So I'd like to take a few minutes. Do you have any questions, any areas of particular interest that you would like to ask me about?
I wanted to know what's your personal profile?
My personal profile. Briefly, I grew up in the Los Angeles area in California, in America, and at a fairly young age, and I grew up in a pretty wealthy area, and so I wasn't hungry, and I had toys, and I had a nice school, but I observed that when I went to I knew in my own home, my parents didn't get along very well. They weren't happy, and I wasn't happy. And I would go to the houses of my friends, and they weren't happy, and their parents weren't happy. And I began to think, because I got that our society was teaching that they should be happy. They've achieved material wealth. And that was supposed to mean that they would be happy, and I got that they weren't. So at the age of about 15, when the Beatles became popular and they met Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and transcendental meditation circled the world, and it reached the doorstep of our family. That was my first experience in something outside of my own society. And I did TM for a while, and I got calm through it, but then, it kind of went away. When I was 17 and I had graduated high school, and I'd gone to Hawaii to surf, because I was a surfer. Now, I liked riding big waves, and there's great waves in Hawaii. And while I was there, I realized that here I am surfing these great waves, and basically being a beach bum. And I still wasn't happy. How can I be happy? And then I read that book that I mentioned to you, Autobiography of a Yogi, when I was 17, and from that day and the things that he said, I knew that was my path in life. And even though I've done had many different business experiences, life experiences, that has always been at the core of my personal interest, is to connect to this inner potential. And to whatever degree I've accomplished that, it's never failed me. The system has never failed me. The techniques and precepts, my, commitment to doing them each and every day in the best possible way. Like everything that we do, it takes time, but it works. And I'm connected to a group of people who I've seen in many lives that these things do work. I've done business in inside sales, outside sales. I've owned my own business. I've worked for others. I've been a carpenter, an electrician, and a mechanic. I've been a bum. I've been a lot of different things. And interestingly enough, I've done video production and corporate training. All of these opportunities to do these different things have given me, in this time in my life, the ability to relate to a whole wide variety of people, which helps me to do what I do. So while any individual of those steps, you might take it out of context and look at it and say, what a waste of time, you're just doing nothing. We don't know what our lives are going to lead to. We just don't know. That's why it's an adventure. It'd be boring if we knew. If you knew everything that was going to go, well, why bother? Push fast forward and get to the end. So, most importantly, it's been my good fortune to become into contact with Swami Kriyananda, who was a direct disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda, lived with him, was trained by him, and through his guidance over a period of over 30 years, my life has gotten better. I've never been happier, and I anticipate that direction to continue. And to me, it works. It just simply works. And so, in a nutshell, that's my profile. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to share with you. I hope that you find benefit in these ideas, and I hope I have the opportunity to share with you in the future some of the specific techniques in more detail. So, take care.